Good morning, students. We are coming almost towards the end of chapter number 15, Improvement in Food Resources. We are starting with inland fisheries today. Yesterday, we had seen how fish is a protein rich food, and we saw that two types of fishes are there, rather fishing can be done in two ways, capture fishing and culture fishing. We saw names of so many marine fishes and freshwater fishes. We also saw examples of some shell fishes. Now today we are going to start with inland fisheries. Freshwater resources include canals, ponds, reservoirs, and rivers. So, where fresh water is there? In canal. Then in pond. Then where dams are built, automatically reservoirs are formed. And in the rivers also, fresh water is available. Then brackish water resources. What do you mean by brackish water? Where sea water and fresh water mix together. Right? That is called brackish water. And which are those sources? Estuaries, lagoons. They are also important fish reservoirs. So, they are very important because mixed quality is obtained, while capture fishing is also done in such inland water bodies. The yield is not high. See, even when from rivers or from canals or ponds or estuaries or lagoons, fishing is done. But frankly speaking, not many fishes are obtained from these inland water bodies due to several factors. We will discuss these factors in the course of today's session. Most fish production from these resources is through aquaculture. Fish culture is sometimes done in combination with the rice crop so that fish are grown in the water in the paddy field. What do you mean by this? See, when you grow paddy, you know the crop should remain half submerged in water. Now, if in that half submerged level of water, if fish are grown both ways, it would be beneficial. Yesterday also I told you that rice and fish are the staple diet of the people who stay in coastal areas. So in the same field, rice or paddy and fish, they are all grown. Right? And means half filled, half water field is there, in that fishes are reared. So this is fish culture with rice crop. More intensive fish farming can be done in composite fish culture systems. How? Both the local and imported fish species are used in such systems. In such a system, a combination of 5 or 6 species is used in a single fish pond. So what happens? 5 to 6 different types are used in single fish pond. Which are they? How is it done? Then we must know these species are selected so, means in such a way that they do not compete for food among them, because they have different types of food habits. We are going to study with the examples how the selection of species is done so that there is no competition for food among different varieties of fishes, and all can coexist in the small pond-like structure very nicely. As a result, the food available in all the parts of pond is used. Let us see with examples. First type of fish is katla. It is surface feeder, means it will feed on fish or on food which is available at surface, only at the top. So katlas are kept, and if artificially the pond is created also, some food is kept at the surface, and that would be taken up only by katlas. Another kind of fish is rohu. So rohus feed in the middle zone of the pond. Rohu fish will eat food only from the middle zone of the pond. Whereas, means they will neither come up nor they will go down. Whereas mrigal is also a kind of a fish, and common carp, they will first sit at the bottom or nearby the bottom, and they will take the food only from there. So mrigals and common carps are bottom feeders. So no question of attacking or going into somebody else's territory and eating the food. This is how in the same pond, katla, rohu, mrigal, common carp, they are kept. Along with that, grass carp is also kept, because it will not eat any kind of food which is there for these. It feeds on the weeds, unwanted plants. So unwanted plants won't be eaten by these. It will feed only on weeds. So this is how in combination all can survive without any competition for food. All can be grown in the same pond or well-like structure which is normally done. Right? These species can use all the food in the pond without competing with each other. No question of coming in each other's territory. Katla will eat the food, only that much food which is given at the surface. Rohu only in the middle zone. It will neither come on the top nor it will go in the bottom. Mrigals and common carps, they will sit at the bottom, means they are bottom feeders, and food taken by them is not at all taken by grass carp. It feeds only on weeds. So this is how it is done. This increases the fish yield from the pond. So from the same pond, fish production would increase. One problem with such composite fish culture is that many of these fish breed only during monsoon. See, this is what we were talking about, that inland fishery capture is not much because the season of reproduction is very less, that is only 4 months of rainy season for fishes. What about the remaining 8 months? And as a result, number of fishes available naturally in inland fisheries would be less, right? And even if fish seed is collected from the wild, it can be mixed with that of other species as well. This can be done, right? So, a major problem in fish farming is the lack of availability of good quality seed. Seed here does not mean plant seed. It means for producing fishes. Major problem in fish farming is this only. No good quality seed is available. To overcome this problem, ways have now been worked out to breed these fish in pond using hormonal stimulation. This has ensured, it should be this has ensured the supply of pure fish seed in desired quantity. What is the meaning of this? See, research was carried out that why do fishes, or for that matter frog, why do they reproduce only during the 4 months of monsoon? Answer available was that because the level of hormones responsible for reproduction is optimum in fishes only in the rainy season. In summer and winter, level is low and so they can't reproduce. So what is done? They artificially inject these hormones in fishes in summer and winter season so that the level of hormone required for reproduction is optimum even in the summer and winter season. Pituitary extracts are there, right? Extra information. So hormones are injected in remaining 2 seasons, that is summer and winter, right? And whole year round abundant fishes can be obtained by this method. Now activity 15.5, visit a fish farm. Really, when the conditions become normal, this should be done in breeding season, that is during the 4 months of rainy season, which is their natural breeding season. And note the following. Varieties of fish in the pond. How many fishes are there? Next is types of pond. Then feed ingredients. You must have seen fish food. So which ingredients are used as feed in the farm? And find out what the production capacity of the farm is. How many fishes are sold or ready to be marketed, right, per day or so. Find out that. On page number 213, in-text questions are there. The first two in-text questions you are supposed to solve. We will continue with our last topic, that is beekeeping, in the next session.